Here we go for 6 minutes.
Welcome, everybody. We're opening up the show. It's called the Business to Business Network Show. My name is Rex Perry. I'm the host and creator of the show. And every week we talk business, politics, and economics. And we try to get started with some interesting stuff because economics and business and politics, they all tie together. So our first guest, and we're going to talk a little bit of open primaries politics. Our guest is Jeremy. Jeremy, give us your last name. Introduce yourself, please.
Hi, Jeremy Gruber. I'm the Senior Vice President for Open Primaries.
And give a little bit of introduction for those that may not be aware of your efforts. Tell us what you guys do.
Sure. We're a national election reform organization, and we work all over the country to open up primary elections to independent voters and to make elections more fair and equitable.
Give us some examples from state to state. For example, you and I were talking before the show about Colorado and how they handle things. Tell us what they do there.
Yeah, so Colorado has an open partisan primary, and in Colorado, independent voters can pick a party ballot to vote. Democrats stay with the Democratic ballot, Republicans stay with the Republican ballot. But what's interesting and so different from Arizona is that independent voters in Colorado are mailed both ballots every election, and then they simply choose which party primary they want to participate in that election and mail that one back. That's very different from Arizona, where if as an independent, you may be able to vote in party primaries, not the presidential, but in down ballot party primaries. But you have to request from the Secretary of State a ballot every election, and that stops a lot of people from voting.
Now, let's clarify this. This has to do, the primaries are an extremely important part of our process. Walk people through that may not be up to their eyeballs in politics. Why is in voting and having independence in the primaries so important?
Sure. Well, primaries aren't just important. They are the most important elections in our country right now, and here's why. Our general elections have become so uncompetitive for most races, and the media tends to highlight those really competitive races around the country. But most races in the general election are uncompetitive. Less than 10% of general election races are competitive. Over half are uncontested. Uncontested, that means there's only one person on the ballot. That means the primaries are the elections that matter for most races. And whoever wins the primary is virtually guaranteed to win the general election. But here's the problem. Many states bar independent voters from participating in the primaries. And that's increasingly relevant because independent voters are the largest and fastest growing group of voters in our country. So that's having a huge impact, not just on the voters who are being shut out, but on all of us, because we're getting candidates that are running in races that fewer and fewer voters are able to participate in. That means the extremes are dominating those elections, and it's the extremes that are impacting who gets to get elected in these primaries and then sail through the general election and right into office.
And so if we want to bring, because most of us live in the middle of this, we live in the middle. We're not far right, we're not far left, and open primaries would actually help some of the deep blue states up in the Northeast that, would bring more opportunity and more options. Now, let's explain this a little bit more. So, in Arizona, one thing that we have to worry about is that we do not allow. How can we get it changed here in Arizona? What do we need to do here?
Well, in Arizona, there's two ways to change it. You either have to pass a ballot initiative or have the legislature pass it. Now, I wouldn't lose any sleep on the legislature. It's going to require a ballot initiative, most likely, if you're going to have success on it. And as you know, independent voters are a huge part of the Arizona public, as they are a huge part of the American public. There are millions of independent voters in this country. 10,000 Americans leave the parties every day and become independent. And 30 million independent Americans are barred from voting in closed party primaries. That's a voting rights crisis. It's affecting blue states. It's affecting red states. It's affecting us coast to coast.
Let's try to get people involved. How can they get involved? What's the website? Spell it out for us.
Sure. www.openprimaries.org. You can go visit our website, learn more. You can also join our new campaign. We're working to organize independent voters around the country. And if you're an independent voter specifically, you can go to letusvote.org and join up, meet other independents, form some community together, and work together to change that. To learn more, openprimaries.org. To get involved as an independent, letusvote.org.
Openprimaries.org. Jeremy, thank you so much for being a guest on our show. We got to do a commercial break. Everybody stay tuned. We're going to be right back.